It hasn't even been 48 or even 24 hours since I shot my last video about the iPhone 15 Pro, but here we are because we have changes already about how this iPhone is going to be. But before I get started, don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this type of content and subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet. Set app is an incredible cross-platform suite which gives you access to over 200 iOS and macOS applications without any additional cost. You only need to pay for your subscription and choose the apps that you would like to use. Now, a great benefit is that you can start a free trial when you use my affiliate link listed down below in the description. So starting off, according to Ming Chi Kuo, it looks like the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max will not feature solid-state buttons any longer. He said that his latest survey indicates that due to unresolved technical issues before mass production, both high-end iPhone 15 Pro models, the Pro and the Pro Max, will abandon the closely watched solid-state button design and revert to the traditional physical button design. And even though this is kind of bad news because we're hoping to have more changes and not less changes in the new iPhones, it looks like it is still going to happen, but we'll have to wait until the iPhone 16 release to see the solid-state buttons. Now, whenever this was published, we were still not sure if Apple would keep that one elongated button replacing the two volume up and down buttons, or if Apple would go back to the buttons that we have today. So one volume up and one volume down button. Now we have an answer, and it looks like Apple is going to keep the same buttons that we have today on the iPhones 14, 13, 12, and so on. So we are likely going to have all iPhone 15 lineup with the two buttons, volume up and volume down. As I just mentioned, when Ming Chi Kuo posted about the solid-state buttons being canceled, we were still not sure if Apple would keep the new design for the buttons or not. And we have this collaboration on Mac Rumors with Unknown Z21 that shows us how the new design for the button would look like. So now we have to consider this being the button for the iPhone 16, but this was what we were hoping to see in the new iPhone 15 Pro and the Pro Max. So here we can see the elongated volume button, and it has kind of a line in the middle just to split the volume up and volume down, but this is only one button. These rumors can be very confusing because right here we see, in fact, Unknown Z21 has confirmed that the solid-state button design was still in development until very, very recently, and there is a change that it hasn't been canceled at all. So we may see this in the new iPhone 15 lineup, but I don't know. I feel like here we have to pay attention to the track records for these leakers, and Ming Chi Kuo has a great track record. I don't think he would give us false information or anything like that. But of course, as I always say, we have to wait until the actual release to be certain about anything that we hear, any rumor. Now, I'm not sure if you will like this or not, but it looks like there is a change that is still expected to happen. And it looks like the mute switch is still going to be replaced by a button. And good news is that this button is likely going to be an action button, just like the one that we have on the Apple Watch Ultra. This means that it is a customizable button, so the users will have the ability to choose the action that will happen whenever you press that button. I am very excited to see this happen on an iPhone. Of course, we're not sure how exactly this feature will work on an iPhone, and here on Mac Rumors, we can see that the exact implementation remains to be seen, but these are some potential functions that could be controlled by pressing the action button. So of course, the ring silent, if you want, you would have the ability to still use that button for the mute or silence switch on your iPhone, or you can enable or disable a focus such as do not disturb, flashlight, low power mode, light or dark mode, lock rotation, show the home screen, show the lock screen, open control center, open notification center, open camera, screenshot, screen recording. I feel like screen recording is very useful, and screenshot is also a really good one. Run a shortcut, toggle on reachability, show the app switcher, show the app library, Shazam, voiceover, magnifier, and background sounds. You do have the ability to set up these functions using the back tap feature on your iPhone. You just have to customize it. But I will say that I don't really love the back tap feature because sometimes I tried using that for screenshots, but sometimes I will be holding my phone and for some reason it would think that I used the back tap and it would take a screenshot randomly. So I end up not using the back tap feature. I would definitely prefer an action button. Now, let me know down below what feature, what function actually you would like to use on an action button. I really like this idea. And before I close, I'm pretty sure that you like to hear about new iOS updates, and features coming to iOS 17 have kind of leaked this week. This user, Analyst941, posted a long thread on Twitter showing us a bunch of new features that are expected for iOS 17. And first, I have good news for iPhone 8 and iPhone 10 users. We previously heard that these iPhone models would not receive the newest update, but according to Analyst941, it will. So iOS 17 will support all models of the iPhone that was supported with iOS 16, including all A11 Bionic powered devices like the iPhone 8, so iPhone 8 and 8 Plus, in iPhones 10. But talking about the features, he said performance, efficiency, stability, and long-term support for older devices are the main features of this update. And we've heard this before, Control Center major changes towards UI, customization, etc. We didn't have any big Control Center changes since it was released with the iPhone 7, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm looking forward to that. Now, the Dynamic Island will do a lot more. Marketing department pressured development team to add more to Dynamic Island, most likely to push sales of the standard iPhone 15's release. And since the iPhone 14 was released and the Dynamic Island alongside it, I was hoping to see the notifications being shown there. It did not happen, so I hope it happens on iOS 17. He also listed more always-on display settings, more focus mode filters in settings, notification changes and additional options in settings. Custom accessibility settings will give total control over the UI and layout for older persons or younger children. Active widgets are also in testing, but not confirmed by any means. Active widgets will bring one-tap buttons, sliders, and more, making widgets dynamic. Car key improvements and more car implementations into the Wallet app. Health app UI changes, especially regarding favorites in health. That would be really great. Camera app changes. These were initially planned for the iPhone 14 Pro release and may only be implemented into iPhone 15's OS rather than all iOS 17 devices. Heavily improved Search Spotlight, an absolute behemoth of ARKit APIs and frameworks. And there is an important note: iPhone 15 Pro models are still by far on track to receive capacitive haptic volume, action, and power buttons, contrary to recent contradicting rumors. So he believes that the iPhones 15 Pro and Pro Max are still going to receive the solid-state buttons. I guess we will have to wait and see. And talking about these iOS 17 new features, something that I'm really looking forward to seeing is the dynamic island upgrades. And here I have two examples for you. Parker Ortolani posted this. So this would be an integration with Siri. So instead of Siri animation appearing down below on the display and taking up a lot of space, we would have this animation on the dynamic island. And I think it looks really good. And the second one is regarding notifications. As I mentioned, I was hoping to see this when the dynamic island was released, but it did not happen. So now I feel like it is time, Apple, include the notifications on the dynamic island, because again, it will look really good. And these are the latest Apple news. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.